Hey, Sean here again with Airwaves Music. This next section is the meat and potatoes. We're going to go over literally everything as if you just showed up to your gig. You've got all your equipment. Let's put it together and let's get some sound. So we're going to go through a quick lesson here. There's a million different ways to do things. With everyone has different setups of different cables. But this is kind of the rough idea with your ins and your outs and what's going to get you through it. So follow along and let's do this. I start the same way every single time, so that way if something's not working, you can go back through your steps that you always do, and you can troubleshoot that way. So first things first, what I like to do is I open up my computer. From there, I like to plug in my mixer and my Control F1, just get them right going with the USB power right out of the gate here. So power to my F1. Now I got power to my mixer. Next thing I do is I like to open up my software. So now that my software is up and running, I know I got power to my mixer. I know I got power to my F1 controller there. Then I'm going to go to the back here. And I'm going to plug in from my mixer into my actual soundboard here. So after I get my mixer and effects controller hooked up to my computer, I want to take my output through my DJ mixer and plug it right in to my soundboard. So I'm taking it from my output into my line input. So I have a left and right line input. So now I have a full control channel of its own with my full EQ and volume control just like before. So next what you want to do is you want to run power into your back of your soundboard. So once the power's in, hit the power button in the back. Usually depending on your soundboard, but I know I got power so I've got the green light. So from there, what you want to do is you want to run your output, your main output, into your subwoofer or speakers depending which you have and what you're using. I'm using a subwoofer to speaker, so you always put power into your subwoofer first. So I'm going to take my left and my right that will be going into the back of my subwoofer. So they're both plugged in left and right, main out. So now that we have our main output from our soundboard, we want to plug those in directly to the input of our subwoofer. So that's our left channel, that's our right channel. The inputs will always have the male ending, which means that they have the 3 prongs that go directly in. So now that we have from our soundboard into the back of our sub, we have the signal. Now let's do it from the subwoofer to our main speakers. So we'll take the female end and plug it into the out of the right. We'll take our female end and plug it into the output of the left. And the next thing you want to do, power. If you're using an active speaker, don't forget your power. Turn it on, we got power. We have a light showing us that we got it. Now we have to go to the input of the speaker. So remember, different speakers have different inputs and outputs. The one we want to use, always look for your input of line A. So that's input of line A, male end and the female end. And once again, because I'm using power speakers, you want to plug your power cable in. Turn it on. And we've got power. So same thing like our previous speaker, our left and our right. Now we're going to plug it into the right side. Input, line A, power, turn it on, and we've got power. So now that everything's working, we've got music coming out of our speakers, you can start doing your EQ, making sure everything sounds good with your different channel and all that kind of thing. Things that could kind of come in when you're troubleshooting. Maybe you're using an outlet that isn't supplying power. So if you've got something that's not working, plug it to another outlet, see if you've got power coming through that. Make sure the power buttons on all your speakers, they're turned on, your soundboard. Just make sure you got power, start with the easy stuff. Make sure you got your ins and outs correct. And everything's plugged into line A. Make sure some subwoofers could have a dial on the back for volume. Make sure your volume's turned up on your speakers even. Simple things like that. If you're gonna have a problem, now is the time to have it, because you got there early and you got lots of time to fix it. So let's say you go to fire up all your equipment and something's happening. I did a wedding once and I was getting feedback out of my speakers and it didn't sound good, and I knew it was coming from my computer. Have your backup. A simple way is bring an extra cord that can plug right into your soundboard. That could be an iPhone or like your iPod, or even you can run off your iTunes. Not the best way of doing it. It doesn't look that great if you're just a DJ, hit and play on a playlist. But hey, it's a backup. It's either you use your iPod or they don't get their music. A good thing to have is maybe half hour to an hour mix of something you've already done. It can buy you time. It can buy you time if you're you need you to run to the washroom for a couple quick minutes. Try and do that ahead. Obviously, you don't want to be in the middle of a set doing it, but all these little things can help you get out of trouble. Even for me with my mixer, if my soundboard fails, I have extra cables that I will run a 1/4 inch for my output directly into an XLR of my speaker, so I can get sound out of it coming through that if my soundboard were to fail. All these little tips and tricks can kind of get you through a bit of a nightmare. Carry lots of different adapters, XLR to 1/4 inch, male, female, RCA cables to 1/4 inch, all the different adapters, your basic stereo, all the way to a 1/4 inch, just every adapter you can think of. Bring lots of extra power cables, extension cords, power bars. Make sure you've got all yourself, because who knows what the event is going to provide for you at the venue. So these are just little things that I like to do that have helped me in the past, and hopefully everything runs smooth for you. You don't have to worry about it. So thanks for watching, and have a good event. Take care.